Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the vlog. It's been a while, and today we're gonna fuck a pumpkin. We're gonna carve a pumpkin today, and yeah, it's gonna be great. So, let's get started. So, I was going to do this during the day when I had a little warmer and better lighting, but here we are. I'm on the back porch. Got my knife ready, I got my marker. Now I gotta decide what I'm gonna do for the face. I haven't done a vlog in a while, and I wanted to do a vlog while I'm carving a pumpkin because it is that time of year. So happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. This will kind of be my Halloween vlog. Got a lot to talk about today, so let's get into it. So I am back at my parents' place here in Utah, South Central Utah. It's been quite the ride getting out here. Coming back from out east, coming back west. And the journey's been wild. From going out there and coming back, the whole experience of being out there, living out there, it's just been crazy. And I wouldn't trade anything for the world. Wouldn't have traded any of the experiences that I've had. But yeah, I learned a lot. I seen a lot. I did a lot. And it was a magical experience, to say the least. I got to see so much and just kind of spread my wings as an artist. I got to meet some of the coolest people, like idols, if you want to call it that I've looked up to since I was, kind of starting my DJ career. I got to meet so many of these artists that I thought were just like god tier level people. And then like being out in the scene, especially in Denver, where they're just there on a weekly basis, was such an eye-opening experience, because it kind of taught me that they're all just people. They're all just people that are very talented and very successful, but at the end of the day, they're just people. And being able to be shoulder to shoulder with them, DJing on stages with them, DJing for thousands of people, was so cool. It was so cool and just mind-blowing, because it was something that I've never, ever experienced in my life. Okay, here's my pumpkin. We're gonna get it carved up. Let's go. Yeah, as I was saying, it was really cool, to experience being around all that talent. And, one thing that I learned, like I was saying, was they're all just kind of doing their own thing. I think a lot of DJs fall into the trap of, oh, I need to be the biggest and the best. I know that I did, especially early on, was I wanted to be like Deadmau5 and Skrillex and these huge names. And, while that's great, and that's a great thing to aim for, it's not realistic in the fact that it's not easily achieved. One thing I learned while I was out there was, you've got to make your own music. You have to craft and build your own music and be unique, because time and time again, I would be going to clubs and seeing all these DJs, but here's the thing, all of these DJs sound the same. They all sound the same, they all look the same, there's no uniqueness to them. And that is where I try and separate myself, not only in my music creation, but in my look. My look is pretty unique. It's about as unique as you can get. There's a few other DJs, I'm sure, that are wizards and have that kind of look. But, with my steampunk vibe and my mask, I try to tailor it to not so much a set audience, but almost like a niche, a little niche community, the steampunk community. And that's kind of how I tailored it originally, my look. But I think the biggest lesson I've learned, and I kind of talked about it already, was just that no matter who the DJ was, You know, whether they were Martin Garrix or Tiesto or you know, Deadmau5, any of these DJs, one thing that I really took away from being out in Denver and being away from, you know, where I am now, being away from home and being around that much talent, I think the main thing that I learned was they're just people. They're just people. At the end of the day, they're just people. And we put them on this high pedestal of like the greatest of all time, and they're selling out shows and arenas, and it's like, dude, they're just people. And we get so enamored and drawn in by that desire to be like that. And then being around it, being shoulder to shoulder with these people was like eye-opening, because it was like, holy crap, they're just people doing their thing, very successful, but they're just people. Yeah, boy. Here we go. There's the top off. I need something to throw this in. I'll be right back. So I was on the road for about 6 months. Round trip, I was on the road for about 6 months. And I had an absolute blast. I think it was really cool to experience road life. I'm going to do a video talking about like 5 things that I would have done different for van life. I'm going to do a whole video about that, because van life opened my eyes to so many things that, I mean, it was such a good learning experience for me. I met a lot of cool people. I seen a lot of cool things out there that I don't think, you know, not that I don't think, I know I would have never achieved what I have done up to this point had I not left home. And making that decision was super hard, but I knew I had to do it, because when destiny calls, you listen. When destiny calls, you listen. And destiny was calling. I knew I had to do something. Not that being here at home was bad. It was great, but being in comfort, I think being in that comfort of like the space of home and my childhood home and all of that was just nagging at me. It was getting to the point where I didn't know, you know, what I was going to do if I got stuck here, and just all these thoughts started going through my mind. But yeah, all of these thoughts from, am I going to get stuck here for the rest of my life? Am I going to grow old and die wondering what is out there? What is out there to see? And you know, it was such a experience to just explore a little bit, and it was awesome. I got to go to my buddy Redfoot's birthday, so shout out Redfoot. That was a lot of fun. We had a birthday party for him in Salt Lake, and you know, that was another one of those things, because I had just gotten back here that week. Literally the week that I got back was the weekend that they were throwing his birthday party, and it just worked out that I was here. So shout out Redfoot. It was an absolute blast. We set up, I brought my CDJs and we plugged them into his, and we were DJing all night. It was an absolute blast. It was really cool. I got to meet a ton of cool artists, and people that I've seen on social media, but I've never like actually had the pleasure of meeting yet. And so, you know, it was really, really cool to kind of come back home and be embraced by the community, and kind of a welcome home from all my friends, all my Moab friends. Were, you know, not all my Moab friends, but you know, majority of my Moab friends were there at his birthday party, so it was good to see them. And lots of good things are happening for them. There's so much going on in the community. The rave scene here in Utah, it's starting to grow a lot. I think in the past 4 years, I think it gets, you know, bigger every single year. And at the time, like 2019, 2020, all the way through like 2023, just getting to explore that wilderness and see all of that talent and grow myself as an artist among all these other artists was really, really cool. I think, you know, just that period of time, especially me as an artist, was really cool. I learned a lot, grew a lot, and I wouldn't have traded anything for that, you know. I struggled a lot in 2023, especially with finances and trying to, I don't know, show out a lot more than I think I should have. Because I learned the hard way that it's not about, you know, it's not so much about your talent as it is how many followers you have. That was kind of a something I learned really, really quickly, especially in the Salt Lake City scene, was they didn't care if you could shred Van Halen on your guitar. If you didn't have 1 million followers, you weren't going to get on any stages anywhere. And that was frustrating. That was really frustrating. So when I went to Denver, it was it was the polar opposite. They were welcoming you to come up, and they had open decks all over the city of Denver, and like that community was awesome. And it was like they were so welcoming to fresh talent, to new faces, and it wasn't corporate. It was like a lot of it was mom and pop shops and bars, like doing their own little, they had karaoke nights and just a ton of cool stuff. But it wasn't corporate. It wasn't like you needed 1 million followers to get on their stage. It was like, come hang out with us, get to know us, and we'll put you on. We've got an open slot here at 9. Do you want to play for 30 minutes? I was like, yeah, I'll come play. I'll throw down. And that was just the experience that I got. It was awesome. So, I just want to thank everybody that's supported me thus far, because it's the support of people and the community, and whether, you know, big or small, it doesn't really matter, you know. It's like support in general. It was the one thing that kind of kept me going, especially on the road. You know, people see that you're doing van life, and they're just like, oh, that's amazing. Like, I dream of doing that. And, you know, while it seems like a dream, it's actually a lot of work. It's so much work. And I don't think people really realize how much work goes into it. I know I didn't. Starting out, I know for a fact I didn't think about how much work it would be. But it was a learning experience. And I think it was really cool to be a nomad out on the road, you know, experiencing life in that view. Another thing I learned, you know, while being out there was there are some unhinged, crazy people out in the world. Like, out in the wild of the world, there are people who will rob you blind of everything you have just for a bump of crack or something, you know? And it wasn't that I was sheltered from all of that, but in a way that, you know, I hadn't seen, like, the depths of hell, if you want to call it that, where people were shooting heroin in the street. People were like fentanyl running rampant everywhere. I hadn't seen that. And then, like, being out and being essentially on the streets in the van, I got to see a lot of that. And it was very eye-opening, because it was like, holy crap, I'm glad I'm not there. I'm glad I'm not there, where they're struggling to find a place to sleep at night, to you know, just survive, and they struggle to even function sometimes. People in the street in the daytime were just fentanyl hungover and just like tweaking in broad daylight. And it was like very eye-opening to me, because not that I hadn't seen it before, but I hadn't actually like been around it that close, where it was like, holy cow, like, these people are fucked up. Like, these people are really messed up. And that was eye-opening. So let's talk about what I've got planned for the fall of 2025 for me. Well, to be honest with you, I don't have a lot going on. For October, Halloween, there's not a whole lot going on. I'm kind of just taking some time for myself. I've been putting off a lot of things that I've needed to do, like in my personal life, and so now is kind of my time to do that. There's a lot of like Halloween events that I've been invited to, and it's like I'd love to, I really would, but I just don't have the time. And it's not that I couldn't go. I don't have the interest that I used to in a lot of the events that are going on, and I don't have time. That's the base facts. I would rather spend my time doing what I love and kind of resetting myself and getting myself aligned with my goals, instead of taking time out of my life to go participate in somebody else's endeavors, if that makes sense. Halloween for me is a very special time of year. For those of you that don't know, I haven't really talked about it a lot, just on this channel. But if you've seen any of my tattoos, it's kind of a not so much blatantly obvious, but it's pretty obvious. I'm a witch. This is a very special time of year for us. Some people, oh, you're a wizard. You dress up as a wizard. Or you're a wizard. It's like, yeah, kind of. I'm a witch. We prefer the term witch. Male practitioners as well. It's a very special time of year for us, because it's the end of the year. It's it's the turning of a new page in our lives, and it's a very magical time of year because it's when the veil is the thinnest between worlds. It's when the veil is the thinnest. And it's a very special, Halloween especially is a very special night for a lot of us witches, and I think this year I'm going to take the time for myself. I know, like I was saying, I've been invited to a few events, and as much as I would love to, I really want to take this year and make it mine. I'm doing really well, and things are just looking up. I've got an album on the way. I've talked a little bit about that. My new album, The Tree of Life, LP. I don't think I've announced the album title till now. The Tree of Life LP will be coming spring of next year, soon. I'm gonna spend most of this winter just getting it finished. It's the biggest project I've ever done. It's so much work, and I don't think people really appreciate music as much as producers, because we spend our entire lives creating and producing music. Yeah, lots coming, lots to do, and I'm busy. Life is busy. Life is good. So, all right, my pumpkin's done. He's a little messy on the inside, but he's done. I don't know what to name him. Let me know in the comments what we should name him. And thank you guys for watching. This has been a really fun episode. Stay awesome, stay safe, and rock on. We will see you in the next one. Happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see ya. Peace.